God. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mind of the Football Fans podcast. I'm David. That's a spy. We're so glad you guys could join us, whether you're watching live or you watch this right after we're done recording this live. So glad you could be with us. Again, Mind of the Football Fans podcast, your go-to home for all things Premier League football. Spy, how you doing? Let's start there.
I'm very good, David. Thank you. How are you?
Uh, I've been better. I've been better. I can't really complain. I'm getting there though. I'm getting there. But I'm so happy you're good though. I'm so happy you're good. What's going on? What's going on? How's the week?
Um, just always good, man. Wake up, and it's a good day.
It is a good day. It's always a good day. Lovely,
Especially when
lovely.
like your predictions come true.
Yeah, it's always good. It's always good when you speak something into existence and it comes to pass.
100%.
100%. Yeah, definitely, definitely. But as always, we have to, where we have to start from. We have to start by saying thank you guys so much for all the love that you guys have been showing us, and that please don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when we drop the amazing stuff we drop for you guys every week. The season is winding down, pretty much what 6 games to go. So you really don't want to miss all this amazing content being dropped for you guys. So don't forget to like this, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also don't forget that this isn't the only place you can find us. We're pretty much on every podcast platform, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcast from, actually, we're right there. And on Spotify now, you'll find this video on Spotify. So if that's where you get your podcast, you get both the audio and video. So that's really good. And obviously, we have some good short content for you guys on TikTok and on Instagram. So go check us out, and we promise we won't disappoint. Um, and then to move on to that, we obviously move on to our questions of the week. But this week, I only have one question because I was just really heartbroken. I will get to why I was heartbroken. Uh, we'll get to why I was heartbroken in a minute. But as always, the first question and the only question I have this week is what team do you support? I am an Arsenal fan. Yeah, yeah, I am an Arsenal fan. Spy, what team do you support?
I'm a Manchester United fan.
He's a Manchester United fan. That's good. That's good. This week wasn't the best for any of us. Both Arsenal and Manchester United, but probably Manchester United better than Arsenal to be honest. But um, let us know what team you guys support in the comments below. Thank you guys for all the comments I've been receiving about what team you support. Spy, you have some United for us. There, I saw Liverpool in the comments once. So yeah, definitely let us know. This is our way of connecting you guys. As I said, no second question this week, just because I was really heartbroken from the result yesterday, and I couldn't just think of anything. But Spy, do you have anything?
Um, yeah, yeah, I think I do.
Okay, let's hear it.
I think the question will be, do City drop points or do they go all the way? What do you think?
Oh my god.
That question is based very, based on you. Like, what do you think? Do you see drop points? Because we do know that their fixtures are not an easy path as we think.
Uh, uh, how do you want to answer? Do you want to answer this as an Arsenal fan or as a someone that knows the truth?
Someone that knows the truth.
I don't
And
think
that's what
so.
the fans would like to hear.
I don't think so. I think they're going all the way.
They play Spurs, yeah?
They play sport. That's the only tricky fixture I can see though. But like anything can happen. They could probably go to they play after the FA Cup semi final. They play um I think I can't remember who they played though. But they could go. I think it's Forest or so. They could go to Forest and then Forest could just score one and play no block and then literally not concede. So anything can happen though. But yeah, realistically, I don't see City losing or dropping any points. Like anyone that tells you otherwise is either dreaming or is praying to their whatever god they pray to. that they do drop points.
On the
So
side of that question, do you think it's because of the extra fixtures that other teams drop points, such as teams in Champions League and Europa?
I mean that you can't put that on extra fixtures because Arsenal Arsenal played Bayern. It was a tough game, obviously, but City played Madrid in Madrid, so they had to travel. Arsenal didn't have to travel.
Yeah, but
Liverpool,
it's still a fixture. You still have tired legs. You still have so
no,
on and so
yeah,
coming in factor.
yeah, definitely. But like, also these guys, Liverpool played at Anfield too,
Yeah,
so they have to travel. Villa had no Villa did have to travel also, but Villa played midweek too. So yeah, I think it's a 50-50 thing. Like maybe obviously tired legs, mental energy. Like to play Bayern took real some serious mental energy. To play Atlanta and then losing 3-0 to Atlanta, that took some serious psychological, shift in Liverpool's brain when you look at it. But
yeah.
I'm not going to put that on it. It's just City were just good this week and the others just could not keep up. It's that simple.
Okay, I agree with that.
It's
Let's
that
move on.
simple. Yeah, definitely, definitely. And obviously, you have kickstarted the whole conversation already.
Nah, it's not. It's not really a kickstart. It's just a bit like a touch of everything. You know.
Yeah, now, but thank you though so much for the introduction though. But with that being said, obviously, we have to jump straight into match week 33. Um, yeah, match week 33, and we'll start with the first game of the match week. And I'm going to start with this one just because we touched on it a little bit. But Man City 5, Luton 1. It's like I was hearing somewhere. It's like they said City play in halves. They don't play the full game. They play in halves, and I'm like, I had to think about it for a minute, and I'm like, that's actually true. Like in the first half, every first half of every game is like they either come out and they play good football, or they come out really bland, and then the second half they come out and play really bland, or they come out and play really good football, and then they just blow you out. So when you think of City and this
Pause.
result, what?
Pause.
Okay.
Okay.
When you think about this result, obviously there was a lot of rotation. Rodri didn't even play this game too, and there's a stats where Rodri has not lost a game when he has started, right? So there was a lot of rotations. Pep made some changes, obviously looking at the game with Madrid on Wednesday in mind. Now it's advantage City, right? Obviously, it's now City's game, City's on to lose. What do you think happens from here? Realistically, what happens from here for City?
Realistically, we know that they're used to this type of pressure. They're used to this type of fixtures. Um, I feel they have to go the way. But the only depending factor is how they play against Spurs because at the end of the day, it is CE. But on the flip side of it, you cannot keep playing the game each fixture in halves. Yes, they played the last two fixtures in halves or last how many against Palace and against Luton. These are small teams that can, if you're not taking like if you don't have quality players, they would damage you. But because it's CE, see, even if they come out playing the worst football I've ever seen, they will still not concede or highest concede one or two. But you cannot do this against a team that has good finishers, Him Son, so on and so forth. Richarlison, if he's fit, James Madison. Cannot do this against a team that has good finishers. So Pep will need his team to be 100% that day from start to finish.
Definitely, and my bad, they don't play Forest after the FA Cup semi-final. They play Brighton away from home, so that might. I mean, on paper, you expect them to beat Brighton because Brighton haven't looked that good, but like it can still be tricky. It's Brighton. You can't really take them for granted.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't. This is he at the Amex?
At the Amex, yes, sir.
You cannot take them for granted. But we all know C is also very good at away games, just as much as he's good at home games. So we know what to expect from Manchester City. Even if they do a whole lot of rotations, they still have the quality. that needs to win a game. It's like their team is just steps ahead of the average Premier League team, and that's what Pep was trying to build, and he succeeded in building it. And City, they're used to this type of pressure, having the Champions League on their backs, having the FA or whatever other domestic league cups on their backs, and they'll still perform in the Premier League. They're used to this over the years, over the course of 5 years. So,
Yeah.
in terms of tired legs, I don't expect it. But in terms of them playing this game in halves that we have seen, they need to change that, or they will be punished for it.
Yeah. And I was going to say something. I think this is a pivotal week for City, obviously, because they they play Madrid Wednesday. Okay, now they're top of the table, right? Check. They play Madrid Wednesday. Get the job done. That's a confidence builder. They go to Chelsea. I'll say it might be a tricky fixture, but they go to Chelsea. Obviously, on the back of Madrid, they beat Chelsea at. Sorry, they don't go to Chelsea. They play Chelsea at Wembley, right? They beat Chelsea. Then they go to Brighton, and then they beat Brighton. The week is the season is pretty much done for them. Like think
Yeah,
about it.
all the way.
Like literally, that's how pivotal this week is. But then flip side of it, okay, they won, Saturday. They go to Madrid comes and beats them at home, right? And then they go to Wembley and they lose to Chelsea in a very crazy fashion. Like I'm talking Liverpool esque fashion where like they had all the chances and then they just couldn't score. And then Chelsea just had two and they scored two. Do you think that would change anything for them?
In a fantasy world, yes. But realistically, we know C. So no. But in the fantasy world, I 100% agree with you. That would change a whole lot of things. And I think the upset may pay, like, if they have upsets against Real Madrid, we all know City, they don't go back to back upsets. It happened once, I think, last season when they lost 3 games in a row. Or was it this season? They
It
lost
was
two
this
games in a
season.
row.
Lost to
I think that was
lost.
about it.
Yeah.
That didn't happen in a long time. But the City that we're seeing now is not the same unbeatable City that we've been seeing previous seasons. So if they do have an upset in Etihad during the Champions League, I feel that would affect the title race as well. Because who wouldn't like to do a back-to-back treble?
Mm.
Pretty sure Jack Grealish would. He stepped up his game. I'm pretty sure he would. So that's what I feel. That's exactly what I feel. But we know this from City last season as well. Sorry, the 2 seasons ago, they had an upset in the Champions League, and they still won the Premier League comfortably.
Yeah.
So, what do we expect from City? Is the question,
I
and
mean,
I don't really think we have an answer. I don't
I
really,
guess the only thing we can say is excellence because that's just what they have given us throughout. Like
100%, hundred
so.
percent. But it's not the same excellence we've been seeing previous years. Because this year they look like a team that can drop points. We've seen the lives of Chelsea take points from them home and away, which is a bit shocking. But it's Chelsea though. Chelsea this season have been big six upsets. So that's what I can say.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Moving on to the next. This weekend was just full of shocks. Moving on to the first shocker, Liverpool nil, Crystal Palace won. If I remember correctly, the stats of that game, and I can put it up just to be sure. Liverpool had 20 plus shots and like six. Actually, no, they had 21 shots and just six on target. Right. Eberechi Eze scored on in the 14th minute, and Liverpool could not answer. How scary is that? When you look at the overall picture, when you look at from like um, I want to go back to the game against United, right? Not in the league, but in the FA Cup. You look at the game against United in the FA Cup, and then they come back and obviously they win, and then they play United, and then they draw that game, right? Missed a lot of chances. Then come and play Atlanta, lose that game, miss a lot of chances too at Anfield, and then you come to Crystal Palace too at Anfield, and you have all these chances, but no scoring. What? How scary is that? How scared should Liverpool be?
It comes down to basic training about finishing. Do they create the chances? We know Liverpool have created probably the most chances in this season. Do they finish the chances? We spoke about this against United. The game should have been done in the first half, but because of their lack of finishing, they drew that much. They gave up 2 extra points, and now if it affected them against Atlanta, and now we're seeing it against Crystal Palace. So it's either they get back to the training ground and work on their finishing, or I'm sorry, you may settle for the third place spot. That is the only way I can put this.
But like, just on the sidebar, do you think they can come back against Atlanta? I know we talked about
100%.
this like last week, but like
100%.
realistically, no, Spy, realistically, 3-0 away from home.
100%. 100%. We know the quality in that side. We all know the quality in that side. 100%. I feel they can come back. And put in your mind, there is no away goals anymore. So if they go
That's
there
fair.
and they are winning 3-0, it's a whole different game. Which do we expect it from Liverpool? No. Is it possible? Yes. Because you could, when you watch that match, you could literally see the skill gap between the two sides. Yes, one was clinical, but another one could have still steered the game. So,
Yeah.
and back-to-back losses at Anfield is not really a good shout on Liverpool because Anfield is the no-go area, but it's not looking like that anymore. It's looking like the 3 points area now.
Uh, um, well, obviously, let's give Palace some love. I mean, even though I doubt any of their fans will watch, but let's give Palace some love. To come to Anfield, get three complete points. That's crazy.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
only reason you're giving Palace some love is because it kind of favors you. But carry on.
I can't. No, if we had won, yeah, yeah, it favored me, but we didn't win, so it kind of doesn't do nothing to me. You just have to give them love. Like I was watching the game and I was like, these guys are defending with their lives, like they're defending and they no concentration lost, and it looks like this is like their kind of full team, and this is the system they are playing. And I don't want to go into details for Palace, but like kind of looks like this is where they are headed: 3-4-3 with Eze, Olise, and then Meteta up front, and then the wing backs. This guy played locked up Salah. What's his name? Jefferson Lama. He's a midfielder, but then they put him to play wing back, and he locked up Salah. Then I'm like, okay, but so I just have to show some love to Palace. You can't take it for granted. Obviously, they might probably not do this again anytime soon, but like just have to show them love. You know, yeah. So
100%.
credit to Palace. Scary times for Liverpool. I mean, at a point, you assume that the whole emotional adrenaline that was kind of pushing them kind of wear off at a point, but we didn't expect it to be this. I don't try to say bad. It's this surprising, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. Moving on to the last and final title contender. I don't know if if this is a title race anymore, but to give them title contenders, Arsenal nil, Aston Villa 2. Oh my god.
What's wrong?
Oh my god.
What's wrong?
That game was crazy.
I
You know
think
what? Arsenal.
this game was the exact definition of playing in two halves.
That's literally what I was about to say. Like Arsenal came out in first half and balled the lights out, but could not score.
We came out in the
Like it,
first half looking like a team that just faced Bayern. Because when you face Bayern, you're a different team. You cannot be your normal self. They looked like that in the first half, but they couldn't finish.
exactly.
And now that's where clinical
Oh.
parts of the team play aspects. They
And
couldn't
then and
finish.
then and then second half, I,
And
I
then
have no
second half,
I have
I
no
called
explanation to what happened.
in the previous episode, I believe I said these two names: Leon Bailey and Ollie Watkins. I said those two names.
Second half, I don't know what happened. Like I can't tell you what happened. Like
All I can say about that second half is justice for Zinchenko. there's too much hate on Zinchenko right now. I had
I can't.
so many Arsenal fans on TikTok saying Zinchenko's line, and on that clip he was on the same line with Gabriel, but they said Zinchenko's line.
No, you
Zinchenko
know what?
took the
You
ball
can't
out of
blame him.
play. Come on, that is every single Arsenal player stopped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They all stopped, and Zinchenko, he not the way he kicked the ball out of play, he kicked it so aggressively, meaning he did not intend to do it. Do you get me? But it's football, it's sportsmanship. You have to do regardless. And there's
Yeah,
hate on him for what? I don't agree with it. I honestly don't agree with it.
and it was just. Do you know the only thing I can say to that second half, right? Is that I can't. Honestly, let me give you something. Ateta made a big mistake. He made a very terrible mistake. He started Havertz in the wrong position, right? In the first half, it worked out because Villa couldn't figure out Havertz was making the run deep, making those deep runs and doing the press and stuff. The second half, John McGinn locked that place up. Like he dropped back to play the five, so Havertz could not run in.
Best DM in the
Havertz
Premier League.
Havertz could not run in, and then with Ateta subs, he subbed off Ben White. I'm looking at, I'm like, the only explanation I can think of is that, okay, he's looking towards Wednesday. He knows that this game is done. He's looking towards Wednesday. He's like, these guys can at least, worst case, they can come out with a draw. So he's looking towards Wednesday and he subs out Ben White, right? And then he leaves Jorginho. He brings on Jorginho late. And I'm like, oh my God. So I don't want to say I blame Mateta, right? But like you could see those mistakes there. But then as a collective, you can't even blame him because in the first half they played so well. But then in the second half, is that his fault? Like what I'm not doing myself, I'm speechless. Like I was watching that game and I was speechless. And I was heartbroken, obviously, but like I was speechless.
Arsenal, I told you this times without number. Your players have quality, but they don't have the ability to handle that tight to raise pressure. If you guys played, if you guys swapped fixture with Liverpool, I feel like there would have been a whole different result. If you guys played first, the pressure would have been off your players' backs. But now Liverpool lost, and you guys are thinking, oh, we go first on the table again if we win. So now the mentality is if we win, if we win, if we win. Not let's get over this fixture and focus on the next one. And that messes up the footballer.
That's
But like I
that's
say,
the
Arsenal,
exactly that's the only thing I can think of that probably is the reason for this result. That they knew Liverpool lost and they were like, okay, if we win this, they didn't really play like we need to win this. They were like, if we win this, get difference, a big difference.
100%
Can
big
we
difference.
can we not do that here? We're not doing it.
Oh, sorry.
Um, but no credit to Villa. Emery knew what to do to get his players going, made the right substitutions. Found where to attack, and yeah, Villa are the up
I
and up.
think I've seen the start this season. I say Emery is the biggest Arsenal upset this season. He's taken 6 points from you guys and 2 clean sheets.
That's what I'm saying. He's the only team that's done the double of ours this season. Considering we've only lost 5 games this season, but like he's the only one that's done the double of ours. That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, when you look at his time at Arsenal, it's just one of those wrong place, right place, wrong time type of thing where it could have been the right place for him, but it was just the wrong time they brought him in. Like he's coming and nothing is settled. Players are yeah, I can't go too deep into it, but yeah, it looks like they have secured that top that fourth position more or less. With obviously with the next result we're going to talk about, it looks like it's pretty much done and dusted, isn't it?
Pretty much. Good
Yeah,
good season for Liverpool. Once again I'll say Sir Alex Ferguson's prediction was correct. And that's what you call a I think Emery deserves manager of the season.
I saw that post today though, where like after that 5-1 trashing, they asked Ferguson who played better. He was like Villa. I'm like, okay, I guess we're all
He's
short
seen
sighted
something that
in it.
we on the fan base could not see. Because he
Yeah,
saw them in preseason and he said his prediction before the season started. Go look at the video. He said top four. They asked him top four who they think is going to be the most unlikely team that's going to be there. And he said Villa. And this is what we are seeing.
that's crazy though, isn't it? That's crazy.
I think we need Ferguson back in United, don't you think? Just for us to win the Premier League the Champions League next season.
Yeah, I mean, if you make it right,
If
if there's too many ifs now. Because as it stands, right, that fifth spot that would have been Champions League spots is kind of going towards, is it Germany, between Germany and Spain, or Germany and Italy, one of them. In an English team has to win one out of the three competitions to be able to lock up that fifth spot for Champions League.
well,
So
an English team will win it.
it is
Don't put
possible.
all credit away from Liverpool.
Anyways, quick question before we move on though. Out of the two shockers, which shocked you more?
Liverpool. Did I
Yeah,
expect Arsenal to lose? I called it. I called it as a football fan, not as a hater. It
that's
is what
fair.
it is.
This is what it is. That's
It
fair.
is what it is.
That's fair. Oh wow! Just by the way, Chelsea are winning. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer. Chelsea are winning. Credit to Chelsea. By the way, Chelsea are playing Aston Villa right now as well. Actually streaming this right now.
It's
Chelsea are
Villa.
winning 1-0. Sorry, not Aston Villa. They're playing Everton right now at home, and they are currently winning. My bad. My bad. Let's move with the. Let's move on to the next team. This was a trashing, absolute trashing. Newcastle 4, Tottenham 0. Credit to Newcastle. Obviously, they were at home, St James Park. All the emotions, all the highs, good stuff there. And Spurs couldn't keep up from Romero, Udogi, Van der Ven, all of them. They could not keep up.
I think we have to start by saying what a goal from Isaac.
That was a good goal. Which of them? First,
First one,
the first,
100%.
the first one. The
The
first
drop
one
of
was
the
good.
shoulder. But
Van der Ven.
my question to Spurs fan now is Spurs fan, so is why does your defender eat grass every season on the exact same spot? Last season we saw against good one
uh,
on that spot, and then what's going on? Don't know if it's
yeah,
enlighten us. Is he a seasonal display? What's going on? Well,
but
good. Newcastle were very clinical going into that game.
very,
Very clinical. I
very.
think they've secured their top six spot. And they were how many points behind Manchester United? Like 4 games ago. A lot of points behind
Yeah,
us.
probably like I think six, between six and.
Good, good readings from Newcastle, and I think there's nothing else to say. I keep saying Ange Ball is a myth, and here we go. We
That's
saw
the thing
it.
though.
It's a
I was
myth
even I was even going to ask you, like, why doesn't he change? Like, they are 2-0 down and he's not changing the style.
because
Like,
he thinks his plan is tactically. That's not about managers. There are two sides of a manager. Actually, three. There's the ego, there's the tactical, and there is the Ateta. And the ego, you know that you're losing, but your ego will not allow you to change it. You feel like it's gonna work. The tactical is when you just come out and you're tactically beautiful, you're tactically awful. And the Ateta is when you always argue with referees, or fourth officials, if I may say.
okay, Spy. Thank you so much for giving us. I only agree with two of those. I don't know what the Ateta. I mean, I agree with the third one. I just don't think. I don't know why we're naming him the Ateta. Naming it the Ateta. But
Yeah, because it always happens.
yeah.
Don't you remember?
But for Spurs, how big of a dent is this, considering
100%. They were looking
the
for
debt?
Champions League football and they just gave it out of the door. And to top it off, they gave 4 goals to 4 of the teams in the top 4, you know. And yeah, they can settle for fifth.
Yeah, but I mean, they're technically they still decide this title race more or less. Let's be frank. They still decide this title race. If they
They do.
show up against City, they beat City. Actually no, they play Arsenal first. If they show up against Arsenal, they beat Arsenal, right? Title race is pretty
Yeah,
much
I'm going
done.
a bit. Sorry.
Show up against Liverpool, beat Liverpool again. Title race is done. Show up against City because they play City last. Show
So
up
they
against
play all
City.
the all the title contending
Yeah,
teams.
they play is Arsenal on the 28th. Then I think Liverpool on the 4th or something like that. And then City's the last they play on like the 14th or something. I can't remember the exact time and date. So they play City last, right? So between when they play Arsenal and when they play City, the title race could pretty much be decided.
100%.
So but yeah,
Wow.
Spurs ball.
Wow.
Does
Um,
does
do you
Spurs want
agree
to
with
do
me now
the
that Ange Boy is a myth?
uh no, I've never believed in handball. Like obviously it's just for but I've never believed in handball in terms of like it's interesting to watch, but like they score goals, they concede goals easily. I can't remember the last time they kept a clean sheet, So I just don't believe in handball. But anyways, moving on to the next one, your one. Bournemouth to United to Bournemouth played one hell of a game. I don't know what happened. I can't even say anything anymore. Like at this point, it's not even surprising. I'm watching the game and Bournemouth scored, and I'm like, this is not surprising. And then obviously Fernandez equalized. When I mean not surprising in terms of
Oh,
like the
no, just carry
performance
on.
of
No,
United.
no, 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 carry on.
No, just so I meant in terms of performance of United. Like so
Okay.
far, what have we seen United play this season? Like when Bournemouth scored first, I was like, okay. Then obviously I was like, okay, Bruno then came up and you know got the goal, and then they equalized, and I'm like, I guess we're back to square one, innit? And then Bruno stepped up again, and I have to give it to Bruno. Bruno is leading by example right now. He's the only one that looks like he wants it. Every other person just off it. Every other person, the most experienced, like you're talking of likes of Casemiro, we're talking of likes of Rashford, we're talking of likes of Dallo, of all these guys. They didn't look like they wanted it, but Bruno, leading by example, showed that he wanted it, and big ups to him. The 2 goals rescued a point for United. I mean, yeah, and then obviously, from a Bournemouth point of view, Solanke is having the season of his life. Shout out to Watkins too. Also, Watkins to having the season of his life. But Solanke, they broke the record for most goals in the club history in a season. That's crazy. You know.
I think those are 2 options of strikers that Arsenal could get to facilitate their lack of clinicality. See, Kopama.
Kopama.
All right,
Bro is
Chelsea.
going for that 40 golden boot.
All right, Chelsea.
He's going for that golden boot. Probably he has what now? Probably like 19 goals or something
In the
in the
season.
league. The season, yeah, I'm not messing around.
Not in the
Cause
leagues. No,
in the league, no, in the league, he has. Like, I'm not messing around, Spy. He has. I'm not Spy. I'm not
no,
messing
no,
around.
no. 19 goals in the league.
Spy, yes,
Really?
yeah.
That would
Palmer
be
had six. No, 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 no. He had 16 before this game week. He has two now. That's 18.
wow. If Palmer wins this golden boot, sorry, but I'm good. I'm not. Wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
I've seen things.
Anyways, yeah, back to United before we got distracted. Back to United.
It's not even much I can say about it. Like I say this every week. I can't keep repeating it. So we need a whole change. We need a change in everything. That's what I can say. Nothing is
Yeah,
working. The players don't look like they're playing for the club. Yeah, our captain is stepping up now, but where have he been all this while? That's what I'm saying. So he is what it is.
it is what it is. let's touch on some other results before we go watch maybe this Chelsea game because Kopama is looking like he's going for the golden. I'm sorry, we'll talk about the few results and then maybe talk about some things across Europe and then we'll finish off with the golden boot. Who you believe will win it? Because I think we did ask when we went our predictions. This was part of our predictions, so I can't remember what we said, but anyways, West Ham nil, Fulham 2. What a Andres Pereira kind of just allow me to be cliche right now. Parallel them to victory. You know. Nah, that was crazy. Nah, I'll probably cut that out. But anyways, yeah, just Pereira. He just kind of yielded them to victory against West Ham. West Ham, that was back to back defeats. Obviously losing to Leverkusen in on Thursday and then Fulham. Yeah, not the best. Should David Moyes leave?
No,
No. That's why I feel too. That's why I feel too. Brentford to Sheffield nil. Okay, Brentford getting the victory, kind of just cushioning that. At this point, it's just more like cushioning um for safety, more or less, and then coming back in the season, secure that safety, coming back next season, and just regrouping and seeing what went wrong this season precisely. Because I don't think that Tony's suspension was the main. I mean, I get it was a factor, but I don't think it was the main factor that contributed to Brentford's form this season. So
I think he played a very huge part. But yeah, they were clinical. Don't get me wrong. Bruno stepped up. A lot of people stepped up, but at the end of the day, you just need your leader,
mm,
and now they have the leader. They're doing what they need to do.
yeah, definitely. Forest to Wolves 2. That was a game of football. Morgan Gibbs White. What a he's having a season too. Um, Wolves got some players back. They got Cunha back. Obviously, he's got the brace and probably getting what's his name back. Your favorite player. What's his name?
I'm sorry.
Favorite player in Wolves. What's his name? No, well, I can't remember his name too.
Hanky Chan.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's your favorite player in Wolves.
Hanky Chan. Actually, my favorite player in Wolves is Neto.
Oh, okay. Second favorite player in
Because we
Wolves.
play similar, but
Second favorite player in Wolves. But yeah, good. I'll say good result for both teams because none of them wanted to lose. So this kind of like a fair result to both of them. And then to round it up, Burnley won, Brighton won. Mm, Jesus, do you see that howler by the Burnley keeper? That was crazy. I don't even know how do you play in the Premier League and you're doing that? Like
we've
what?
seen, we've seen don't get me wrong, we've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of howlers this season, but that is
That is top of the bunch, by that is disastrous.
wow. Plus, the way your season is going, that's one thing you do not need. But wow,
It's crazy, isn't it? That was crazy. Oh my god. But anyways, Brighton obviously safe. They kind of just also they're one of those teams that need to come back next season and just regroup and say, okay, what happened this season? Is it Europe? Is it this? Is it that? Just come back and regroup.
yeah,
But yeah, and then obviously the last game of the match week is Chelsea Everton, which Chelsea are currently winning 2-0 thanks to a brace by Cole Palmer. And see one subject of Cole Palmer, who's winning the Golden Boot?
and Haaland
Haaland. I mean, Haaland has what, 21?
20,
21, 22,
20,
20. Okay, so
21.
Watkins has 19. You have Isak chasing. You have Cole Palmer chasing. Probably Salah, once he gets back in the goals, will probably get back into that race.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, so Haaland, look, I'm going to go for Watkins.
I feel that as well.
I'm going to go for Watkins. Yeah,
Yep, that's
yeah,
why I feel as well. Watkins.
de- definitely. And to round up the show, let's talk about something real quick. Leverkusen. They finally rounded up the title. Bayer Leverkusen. They could actually go the whole season on the like. I'm not even talking about the league itself. I'm talking about the whole season. I'm talking about like their their league cup, the league itself, and then Europe. They could go undefeated, invincible. They could be in the that's mental when you think about it. Mental. 5 games to go, they won the league. That's crazy. Just
I
give
think
them props, bro.
yeah. So you cannot take away anything from them. I think Febong has been amazing. Ritz has been amazing. Boniface coming back from injury has been amazing because as manager we think that once you come back from injury midway through the season, it's not really the best thing to do to just play him straight away. But Xabi Alonso, he did that and he scored. So literally your players what they want. If they're determined, they're going to get what they want. But what a season for Bayern Leverkusen.
What a season. Like, they could actually have a Cinderella esque season. That's crazy.
Bayer 04.
It's crazy. But yeah. Yeah. Well, guys, this brings us to the end of another amazing episode. As this wasn't my favorite episode to record, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, just cause talking about Arsenal kind of brought back memories. And he keeps doing the gesture. He keeps doing gesture. You can't bottle something if it's not already in your hands.
You
You know what I
can.
mean?
You 100% can
Yeah.
because it was in your hands.
Despite there were still 6 games to play. Anything could have happened. If it were 2 games to go, 5 points clear, then it's different.
Excuses.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for chilling with us and for joining us. We love you guys so much. Thank you very much. Um, Again, Chelsea are currently playing, so keep getting there, watch it. And it's a hat trick for Kopama. It's a hat trick, Spy. I'm not messing around. 3-0.
Wow.
First half hat trick. What am I saying? First half. 30-minute hat trick.
Wow.
30-minute hat trick for Kopama. Okay, Chelsea are flying. That's crazy. So definitely go check out that game. If you're watching after, well, if you didn't watch the game, go check out the highlights also. But thank you guys so much. We hope you guys have an amazing week. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel and tell your friends about us, please. We love you guys so much. Again, this is not the only place you can find us. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, we're there. Wherever you get your podcast, actually, whether it's Pandora, iTunes, wherever, we're there. And check our socials, Instagram, TikTok. Have some good stuff there, some good takes for you guys there. Spy, you want to round us up?
Always, keep up the good work. We really appreciate you. You guys keep up going. You guys keep us moving. We'll keep creating more episodes for you because you're the reason we do this. And by the way, whenever you watch the podcast, just put in the chat section, just put who you think will win this title as it stands. And yeah, we like we want the interaction and keep doing what you're doing. And I guess we'll see you next week.
Yep, we'll be back next week to preview match week 34. That is quite slim. I think that's a double game week actually, so we'll see what happens with that. But have an amazing week, guys. Check out the game. We're out.